Welcome to Not Just Money with your hosts, Doretta and Lee. This isn't your typical podcast about finances. It's a podcast about all the money conversations we aren't having, sometimes not even with ourselves. Join us on this journey of hard truths, lived experience, and the wisdom that comes from both. Because money is never just about money.
Welcome to Not Just Money, Doretta and Lee's podcast about money and, well, all the stuff that's connected to money, which is a lot of stuff, like the basics of personal finance and money management, and also psychology, history, culture, family, marketing, media, peer pressure, all the stuff that shapes our relationships with money, our perspectives, and our actions towards money. I'm Doretta.
I'm Lee.
And we're two women from different cultures and different generations. What we share is an insatiable quest for knowledge. We are both curious to a fault. And for a decade, we worked together developing internationally award-winning financial literacy programs and inspiring thousands of money expert volunteers to deliver them across Canada.
During this process, we've spent countless hours in cafes talking about how knowledge and beliefs about finances affect the decisions people make about money and how those decisions affect their lives. We often get into heated debates, so much so that people at neighboring tables often listen in on those conversations, and sometimes even joining in with their 2 cents worth, and of course, stories of their own.
So that's what led us to today, launching our very own podcast at our very own virtual cafe. And you're invited to listen in to what's on our minds.
Each Friday, you're invited to sit at our virtual table. It's BYOB, bring your own beverage. And in case you're curious, Doretta is definitely drinking a skim milk latte, extra hot. Mine's a soy latte with a sprinkle of cocoa and cinnamon. We'll laugh together, cry together, and most importantly, we'll learn together.
So let's start with a little bit about us, who we are, and what we stand for. This is important because there is so much content out there and so many self prescribed experts. We want you to get to know us, our purpose in the podcast, and the reasons why you should turn into our show.
Now, I'm going to start with the professional stuff. Not that I think it's more important than my personal credentials, but because it's easy to qualify. I hold a bachelor's degree in international business administration from a top Canadian business school and a master's of business administration. I've worked in the financial literacy space for over 15 years. In fact, I am a well established and in demand speaker in the areas of financial wellness, personal and small business finances, and the psychology of money. I have personally trained thousands of volunteers to deliver financial education in their communities, spoken at international conferences on the challenges around managing money, and conducted national consumer research and focus groups to better understand the financial issues impacting Canada. I have done interviews and I've been quoted by all the major news outlets in Canada, from print to TV to radio to digital, including BNN, the Globe and Mail, the Financial Post, Winnipeg Free Press, Calgary Herald, CTV, Today's Parent, Canadian Living, Your Money segments on Rogers TV and Rogers Radio, and as a guest on many Canadian money podcasts. The financial education programs that I have worked on have amassed 18 international awards and counting. In my spare time, I sit on charitable boards stemming from helping professional immigrants find careers in Canada to supporting battered women to the Parent Advisory Council at my daughter's school. Before that, as a teenager, I was a policy nerd who worked for the government, from the office of the Leader of the Opposition to Management Board of Cabinet to the Ministry of Labor.
I'm recently retired, though I still sit on a few not for profit boards, including a charity that supports a national financial literacy program. But basically, I'm a writer and a communicator who is passionate about helping people own their financial futures. My career spanned more than 40 years in marketing, communications, consulting, public policy, and for the last 20 years or so, various dimensions of financial education. I've written and lectured on a number of financial literacy topics across Canada and internationally. I've commissioned books and research. I've hosted a major national financial literacy conference. And I also launched and hosted an award winning financial literacy podcast for 5 years.
Doretta is way too modest. I think she is a visionary thinker and someone who can cut through all the crap with compassion and thoughtfulness. Not to mention also my former boss. Now that she's retired, I can say what I really think. Now, our CVs speak volumes about the type of professional knowledge we bring to the table. But I think what makes us special is our personal experiences and stories. I came to Canada when I was 4 years old. My parents were immigrants, professionals in their native country. My mother was an engineer, my father was an architect technician. But like many immigrants, they had to do menial jobs to get by, and it was hard. The things I did not have in my childhood haunts me as a parent. But I was also really lucky. I had great mentors, cheerleaders, and opportunities to change the destiny I was given. I inherited a great work ethic from my parents, and I worked hard to create the life I have now and to build the path I walk today. Seeing my parents struggle to earn a living wage affected me deeply. I saw how crushing it was, from putting food on the table to not having a credit score that prevented us from renting a place to live. That's why I do this. I know that understanding money can change your life. And my purpose is to help pave the way for those who did not get a helping hand on their journeys or are simply coming up behind me. I am also married, but my best job in the whole world is mother to my 4 year old.
Totally adorable 4 year old. I'm also a wife and mother and a grandmother. I graduated uni with significant student debt. I married really young, supported my husband through a professional degree, juggled career and kids. I had side hustles, and I successfully rebooted a career after 7 years as a stay at home mom. You name a life stage, a life pivot, or a life bomb, and I have probably lived it. I also bought and sold houses when interest rates were through the roof and survived a real estate bubble bust and several stock market collapses. I've made my share of mistakes. I've resisted dealing with money. I've hidden from the math. I've played helpless. I've been burnt by hot stock tips and then been really afraid to make investment decisions. And when I felt really threatened or insecure, I've succumbed to unbearable stress and then not spent money to a point of complete crazy austerity. So, like Lee, I hope my stories can help spare you some of these mistakes.
So that's a bit about us and the professional and personal lenses we bring to the podcast. But what about content? What's the podcast going to be about? What can you expect?
Well, money, obviously,
Obviously.
but not just money, not just the numbers, the jargon, the hype.
Yes, definitely not the jargon, unless it's to give you a cheat sheet so you can talk the talk, if that's what you want to do.
The point is, there's enough out there on social media, advertising all around you, trying to manipulate you into parting with your money. So, money and thoughts about money surround us in ways that are obvious, but more dangerously, they surround us in ways that are deeply hidden. And so, with my marketing hat on, I'll slice up the lies that we're fed so you can make decisions with your eyes wide open. Because money is never just money, there's always something else going on: beliefs, attitudes, expectations, manipulation, ulterior motives. That's why you kind of owe it to yourself to learn how to see through all that and to see really clearly.
I love talking about money. The topic itself is so nuanced. Even after all this time, I am constantly learning new things. There is always something going on. But what we don't realize is that sometimes even our good money behaviors can hold us back, and our bad ones help us build more wealth. we will be exploring money in all its dimensions. By spending the time with us, you'll learn stuff about money and about the financial ecosystem that never even occurred to you. Some of it might be helpful, some of it might just be fascinating. You'll also need to unlearn stuff that you thought was true. And maybe it was 2 years ago, or 5 years ago, or from your parents, because money is fluid, and yesterday's rules don't always still apply. And most important of all, we're encouraging you to be curious, to challenge information, to challenge yourself, and to challenge us. You're at the table too.
So, not just money will be about a lot more than math and jargon. Our goal is clarity.
Yes, definitely about more than math, especially for Doretta, who often jokes that her counting is one, two, three, many. But don't let that fool you. She knows her numbers and has a shocking ability to cut through statistics. What she really doesn't have is a sense of physical space, like never ask her directions to get anywhere or follow her on the road. You're welcome.
Lee, this is a virtual coffee shop. It only exists on the internet. I can't get anybody lost.
I am convinced you can still get lost.
Okay, thanks a lot. Back to money. We want you to have a confident, healthy relationship with money. We believe that's possible. We're on that journey ourselves. We don't know everything either. And the financial landscape, as Lee said, is constantly changing.
And honestly, we have both been hit by speed bumps, roadblocks, made illegal left turns, but that's the beauty of it. We are going to help you avoid them. We are like the ways of money.
Are you done with the road analogies? You know, I stopped driving because I not only have no sense of direction, but I'm a terrible driver.
Yes, we know. Sorry, please continue.
I was talking about relationships, healthy relationships with money. Healthy relationships are about respect. And our philosophy is about mutual respect. And by that, we mean respect for what money is and what it can do.
And what it can't do.
Yeah. And what it can't do. And respect for ourselves, our values, our intelligence, and our competence. It's ultimately about our ability to make decisions about money that align with our values to support a happy life.
We will start with the basics, the stuff you need to know that tends to be universal. Understanding your current situation, setting realistic goals, making your own financial roadmap to get there. Because the basics are the basics and they are truly timeless.
Like a lighthouse, a light in a storm.
Exactly. And despite what a lot of financial experts will try to tell you, there's no magic, nothing mysterious about learning the foundational knowledge of managing your money. It really does come down to a few fundamental hacks. You can master them, you can apply them, and you can begin to build a respectful relationship with money.
So, when we talk about the basics, some of it might be new to you. A lot of it will be a review of stuff you already know, but maybe in a new light or a way that makes it possible for you to apply it to your situation. Because we're betting you'll either pick up a thing or two, or you'll be reminded of what you know you should be doing and maybe aren't doing quite as well as you could. Because financial literacy is a skill like any other, and you can absolutely master it.
After we've dived into the basics, we'll devote future episodes to the many money and money related issues and influences. We'll answer your questions, so please reach out and connect with us. We want to hear your comments, what you agree with and don't agree with, what's keeping you up at night, what you're struggling with, or what tips and tricks you've used on your own pathway to success. From there, we will invite experts from our vast network to provide insights on money, psychology, entrepreneurship, the economy, all of it. There is so much to talk about.
So, three things that we want you to take away about not just money.
The first is that this isn't your typical financial podcast. It's a virtual cafe where we'll explore money and all its related issues with thoughtfulness and humor. Maybe a few tears. I like making my audience cry. We'll shine light on what helps move you forward on the road to financial confidence, as well as on what can hold you back.
Again, we've got a lot to share. From a combined total of more than 2 decades of experience developing international award winning financial literacy programs, and from our own money stories. We've also got a wide network of friends and colleagues with deep expertise who will join us from time to time. Maybe even some cameos with our biggest financial influences.
And finally, our virtual cafe is a safe place. No lectures, no judgment, no guilt. Okay, maybe a little judgment and a little guilt, but only to make you see things in a different light and to help you make incremental changes. But definitely no blame or shame about your past financial choices. Our financial philosophy is that we believe in balance, not austerity. This isn't a podcast where we will tell you that you need to forgo everything that makes you happy to save for an unknown future. We are also those people who know that life is short and precious.
So that's it for today.
Good talk. You've been listening to Not Just Money with Doretta and Lee. Click on the show's description for links to resources related to today's conversation. Our aim is to share sources that provide objective information that can help you make informed financial decisions. Please rate and review our show. If you'd like to get in touch with us, email us at notjustmoneypodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to be featured on the show, you can send us your questions and comments by a written email, audio file, or video file. Please include your name and city. This show is produced and edited by Lee, with original music by Leo Zhang cello and artwork by John Tu. Now for some legalese. Please note that the views expressed by our hosts and guests are theirs alone and should not be viewed as financial advice. This podcast is intended to be entertainment and educational in nature. Please seek additional professional support or information before acting on any podcast information. As always, good talk.